everyone, welcome back to Ormsby Farm. My name is Casey. So, y'all, it is week 3. August is flying by, and we're gonna get into all the stuff that I preserved this week on the Every Bit Counts Challenge. Before we get into the intro, I wanna do a huge thank you and shout out to my dear friend Stacey Davis. She does all of my merchandise, my t-shirts, my hats, and she made me some new wonderful hats, and y'all can tell from the videos. I wear them all the time because the hat was a little bit rusty crusty, if you know what I'm saying. So huge thank you to Stacey Davis. I'll leave information in my bio box if you're interested in having her do a bulk order for you, or if you want some Ormsby Farm merchandise, definitely hit her up. But also a huge thank you to my dear friend and co-host, Sandy from Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. I have her cup here. She has helped me out so much with my little microclimate for my canning room. It has saved a lot of my stuff in there. Because y'all know I live in the South. It's hot, it's musty, it's dusty. And I couldn't get my canning room because there's no door underneath like 79 degrees right now. So with this microclimate that I put up, I got it on Amazon. You can check my Amazon storefront. I checked it when I pulled all the stuff out. It's 70 degrees in there. 70. And it's 77 in the house. Just saying. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll that intro and get into what I did this week, week 3.
I'm coming home.
Alrighty, y'all. So, week 3, y'all. Can y'all believe it? Of Every Bit Counts Challenge. Another huge thank you to Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead. She kind of heads up and created this collab, which really is set in place for you to not overwhelm yourself during the month of August while your garden is in full bloom, while it's full speed ahead on canning. This way, if you do preserve, can, freeze something every day of the month of August, you're ahead for the winter. So, huge thank you because I've had so much fun doing it. Again, I have my notes. I will be doing overlays of the videos of all the stuff that we did. So, day 16 was a Friday, and as I've said in the other videos, Fridays are really busy for me. One, this video usually comes out on a Friday. We also have our live radio show for Around the Hay Bale on Friday, and I also do a farmer's market. So I usually have about like 20 minutes to get stuff done, if that. And so we got a bunch of okra from a farmer's market friend, and we got, I think it was maybe 5 or 6 pounds. And of course, she always gives us more. So the okra, I went ahead and put into little bite-sized bites. And now it is frozen and ready for soup season, for gumbo season, all of that kind of stuff. Listen, I'm not a fan of okra because it's a little too slimy for me, but Mom loves it, Marcus loves it. I don't know if Sis Tara loves it. I don't know. I know Brother Chris doesn't, but it's good that we have a good solid amount of it. And we had so much that we froze some, and I did other things with it that I'll get to. But that was week 16. Really simple. All I do, I don't even blanch it, y'all. I cut it up, I flash freeze, and then I put it in a bag so they don't stick together. Listen, they're used up so fast that freezer burnt ain't no thing to me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no thing. Day 17. I wanted to try something new. Now, in the video, you will see I used the rice paper and I made egg rolls. I did an egg roll in a jar, I think in July. Canned some wonderful pork from our dear friends Courtney and Robbie over at the Way Farm. We did that, cabbage from a dear friend Lynn at her farm, and onions, and I canned it. So when we were wanting to have egg rolls, pop that open, roll it up into some paper, and fry it. So let me tell you, I did it. It was okay, it was good, but what I learned that the papers were better for were wontons. So we did some wontons. I did do a wonton little press, which really, I don't even think it was meant for wontons, but I did it that way with a fork. And it was so good. It's the same thing. We love appetizers. I think I've talked about that multiple times on the videos, is that we are real bougie for the dinner. It's appetizer, entree, dessert. Appetizers is usually cocktail hour. So I like something a little, you know, pinky up. But in the video, we did the egg rolls, and basically all I did was I wet the rice paper, and it kind of like turns out like, how do I describe it? Not spongy, but like slimy paper, because it's hard to store because it's shelf stable. And then you put the whatever you want in it inside, and you roll it up. And I refrigerate it. These ones I flash froze like I do everything on a cookie sheet, and then they won't stick together. I put them straight from frozen into the air fryer I brushed a little bit of oil on top of it, and then we air fried 350 for 10 minutes, and they really were delicious, y'all. They really were really good. It was just, I probably didn't oil the pan, the air fryer enough, because some of them did stick. But that's because when I did the egg rolls, I did not freeze them first. I just wanted to test them out that night, and they were very good. But we have tried the frozen dumpling things now, and if you put them straight in from frozen, they don't stick. It's wonderful. So that was day 17. Day 18. It's another one of the super busy days because we have church, and we live in a very remote area, so church is not next door. So I have about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, usually during that day without doing the chores and all that kind of stuff to get something preserved. Y'all heard me talk about it all the time, how much we love Mexican food here at Ormsby Farm. I've done salsa and salsa and salsa, and we get tons of bell peppers that we do fajita peppers and fajita onions. But one thing that we didn't have any more of is cheese dip powder. It is vacuum sealed, so hers ready. And I use August and Farm freeze-dried stuff. Now I do use the Nido milk powder, but I'll show you on the video. I'll leave the recipe in the box, but all I do is add the ingredients all together, powder-wise, give it a good mixy, and then I'm going to put it into my clean, dry jars, because you don't want to add any wetness to this because it will rehydrate. You want dry jars. And then I wipe the rims. Of course, I put on my FORJAR canning lids. And then I have a little tool that is in my Amazon storefront that is a vacuum sealer for the cans. Yes, you can put some oxygen absorbers in there. I would probably do 100 cc's. Listen, it doesn't last but a month. I mean, I probably every other month I'm making a little batch of 4. So they don't last enough for it really to need an oxygen absorber. Now, if I was doing a super bulk 15, 20 jars, maybe. But I honestly don't do it. And this is wonderful. And I also put the recipe right on the top. So if I'm not here to do it and somebody else in the family wants cheese dip, it literally is the cheese dip, half a cup of water, and a can of the Rotel. And I always do hot or boiling water. Mix it all up and let it sit for a minute, and then you got some good cheese dip. And you can heat it back up on a pot or in a slow cooker or an Instapot, something like that. But it's so simple and delicious, and especially coming up on football season, this is a wonderful, like, quick, easy dip to throw together when you have church friends or farmers market friends that are coming over to watch the game. So that was day 18. Day 19 was a Monday. That's when I usually get a good old gung-ho back going and doing some canning. Now, as I told you, we had a lot of okra that we got from one of our friends. And I didn't necessarily just want to do another dill pickling of okra. Again, me not like okra, but other people in the family do. So I tried a garlic and onion recipe. Now, I got it from the Ball Canning book. It's right up there. I'm not going to grab it. Y'all know what it looks like. And it smelled wonderful. And it was just a bunch of garlic and onions and vinegar. And I did some mustard seeds. And we canned up some jars of the pickled okra. Y'all know that I always cut the top off and I stuff them in there. I do wash them, and one thing that I do before I put everything in there is I fill up the jars with water, and I shake them up, and then I dump that water out just to get them nice and loosey-goosey kind of thing, yeah? Of course, wipe the rims, put the boiling vinegar mixture that you have over your raw packed okra, and then you put on your 4-jar lids, and I think it was 10 minutes. I think I water bath canned them in my Nesco for 10 minutes. And we got about 5 jars. So it's a good thing to have on the shelf again for Mom, Marcus, the ones that like okra, because me no like it. All right, day 20, we had some family personal stuff going on, so I didn't do any canning that day. I didn't even post on social media a lot that day, and thank you to everyone that sent emails wondering what was going on, where I was. I appreciate it. We're all good. Everything good in the hood. We just didn't do any posting that day. We had some personal stuff that we had going on. Day 21 was a Wednesday, and I got back to canning, and we got some peaches from a farmer's market that we sell at on Saturdays, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that we harvested our pears. And between me, Mom, Marcus, and Aaliyah, we got 227 pounds. I'll put a video right here. It's a bunch of them. And they're sitting in my mud room right now. We're going to be selling some tomorrow at the farmer's market. Well, when you see this video, it's today at the farmer's market. And I'm going to be canning a bunch next week. So next week of Every Bit Counts Challenge is going to be Pear Central. But we did get some just regular pears in water, and I got some peaches in water. And I just do these in quarts because I drain the water out, and then I can do it in cobbler. I can do it in pies. I can eat it by itself on top of ice cream, whatever it is during the winter. You can do it with yogurt into a smoothie. It's just easy. I sometimes do the fruit and syrup, but this time I wanted to do it a little bit healthier. So that's all it was. It was very simple. It was easy for me to peel the pears, cut them up, I raw packed again the quart jars, filled it up with water, and then I used my 4-jar canning lids. Y'all know I just love them. To can, and I water bath canned these for, it was 25 minutes for the peaches, right? No, it was 25 minutes for the pears, and it was 30 minutes for the peaches. If I'm wrong, I'll leave it down below. I can't remember. I do so much candy, I can't remember all of the times. But that was a nice little chunk of 6 quarts that we got put away for the winter, for potlucks, cobblers, all that kind of stuff. So day 21, final day. Today, I just finished these up. We did okra and tomatoes. Y'all know I have a bunch of tomatoes in the freezer, and we had some leftover okra also from what I've pickled, what I've froze. We still had a little bit more, not much, but a little bit. Now, Mom likes the tomatoes and okra, so this was kind of her, this was my thank you to her for helping during the canning season. And we canned up 2 quarts of tomatoes and okra. So she'll do it, she'll either add it into soup over the winter, or she'll have it as a side. Because I asked her, I was like, what do you use them for? And she said for a side, so we're gonna take her word for it. But it was really easy. I brought the tomatoes up to a boil for about 10 minutes. I then added in the okra and let that boil all together, like simmer boil, for about 5 minutes. Added a half a teaspoon of salt to the jar, because whatever other seasoning she wants, she can do it when she opens the jar, and put it in there. And then I was able to pressure can them in my Nesco electric pressure canner. So it was very, very easy, convenient. It was a very easy week for me. I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. Leave me a comment down below if you are joining in on this challenge, and I hope you're enjoying these videos that I'm putting out. I'm just getting a lot of my pantry stocked up. At the end of this challenge, because I'll do week 4, which will be next week, and then the week after that, I will talk about my favorite stuff that I can during this challenge, and I'll give a tour of the canning room right there. But thank you again to Jessica for hosting this challenge. It has been such a blast, and it has really truly saved my sanity, if you will, for having to can and having stuff come in, so quick, so fast. Y'all, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and join me for our little fun homesteading adventure that we are on. Make sure you're clicking the bell so you know anytime new videos drop to the channel. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, all at Ormsby Farm, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye. Be blessed.
I'm coming home.